Why, hello there. Welcome to this Partner Spotlight. I am your host for this hour, Joshua Harrell. And if you are new to our channel, please subscribe. But also, let me tell you a little bit about Partner Spotlights. This is where we get up close and personal with our true partners in the travel industry that help us offer the best products and experiences for our clients. So don't be shy. The best way, if you are joining us live, to be a part of the show is send us love, show some emotion, and ask questions, and let us know where you're watching us from. We're always curious about that. So I'll be monitoring the chat throughout the show. Oh, wow, that was a lot of love. Thank you all for that. And here comes more of it. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted. And let me stop being distracted and introduce you to our guest for this hour. You are very, very familiar with Expedia, but we're going to be talking about Expedia TAAP. And what the heck is the TAAP part of that, right? So joining me today in Studio A in Roswell, Georgia, is David Rosati from Expedia TAAP. David, welcome.
Thank you. This is an honor, to be honest with you, to be here, really.
You like the studio audience applause?
I love the applause. I feel like I'm on a talk show. And so I'm pretty cool with it, really.
Awesome. Well, we are glad to have you here. First time in the Sequin Palace. That's what we call this.
I love the purple.
Yep. We at World VO, we do love our purple, so you kind of see it everywhere. But guys, I want you to meet David. I have known David for many, many years, but he is a longtime friend of World Via, and you probably have seen him at many of our in-person events, which I want to thank you for that, because it means a lot that you support our members and helping us deliver amazing products and experiences. I mean, you personally do that.
Yes, I have been to many of the shows, and we love being a part of every event that World Via offers. We look forward to it in our schedule. So we love the engagement of the agents. It's a way to learn and to grow and to build as well. So we're very happy. And each year we've aggressively, exponentially participated in more than the previous year. So we're looking forward to the next big one in California.
Yes, World 2024 in Funner, California. I have a feeling it's going to be fun.
I know it's going to be fun. I'm already looking at the hotel, at the amenities.
Yes. So that's a whole other show in its entirety there. But let's get down to the brass tacks.
Sure.
Okay. So we all know Expedia, but when I joined the industry in 2017, I got to meet one of your colleagues who introduced me to Expedia TAAP. So what does the TAAP stand for?
So the TAAP stands for Travel Agent Affiliate Program. So basically, Expedia has many companies underneath it. And so we designed a program solely for the travel agent community to embrace.
That's awesome. And throughout the show, if there's any information that you want about Expedia TAAP, if you are a member of our network and you have not yet registered with Expedia TAAP, just go to World Via Pro, type in Expedia TAAP, and you'll get to the information that you need. And something that you wanted to make sure that I reminded everybody about is there is a special advisor rewards program that you also have to register for. All that information and more is in World Via Pro. So throughout the show, if you're like, I need to dig in a little deeper, don't hesitate, go on over to World Via Pro.
It's a two-step process, basically to enroll as an agent with World Via, and for the affinity program, the rewards program, it takes less than 2 minutes to enroll.
Perfect. It could not be easier What you could be watching, like binge watching shows on Netflix, or you could be registering for Expedia TAAP.
It's that simple. Talk about multitasking.
Absolutely.
This is a multitasking setup
Yes.
because travel agents are multitasking all the time. You have a variety of clients. They have complexities to their travel, and so you need to multitask so that we make it as easy as possible.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I have a note here that it's a quote from you. So obviously, through all the events that you've been to, you have said this over and over again because it's in my cards.
Okay.
And it is quoted. It says, "No other group has this many properties." So let's talk about that.
Sure. That's
So,
a great topic.
I mean, options.
Options.
Expedia has options. How many options?
So we can't, the number keeps growing, so we
Uh-huh.
have to say over 3 million options and lodging options. And those lodging options can be houseboats, tree houses, apartments in cities, hotels, the traditional, rikatans in Japan. So the options are infinity, and it's growing exponentially all the time. So we are excited about it, but no one has more than us, than any travel site.
Yeah. So what I love about Expedia TAAP is you have so much at your fingertips. It is a one-stop shop and very, very easy to use.
And that is our goal, to be as user-friendly, easy to use, accessible to a variety of different products out there. If it's in travel, it's on that portal. And there are enhancements all the time to try to make it even better than yesterday. So we're in that business to improve it all the time and ways to improve it.
Yeah. And something that I want to make sure is clear, there is the consumer site, Expedia, but the TAAP part of this is a separate portal just for the travel advisor distribution channel. So there are tools, there's training, there are communications directly from Expedia specifically for the travel advisor. So you would think, hey, we want to send everybody to our consumer site. Expedia TAAP is all about building travel advisors' business and supporting them. And I know for a fact some of our members they do a lot of business with Expedia TAAP. And mainly it's because of everything that you have to offer.
So our site has toolkits to enhance their business, webinars, educational system, TAAP Academy, where they are able to get up-to-date training 7 days a week. That's unique, that you can't find on any other site. That training is essential to improve their knowledge. We try to build things for them, rates designated for travel agents, that they have only them accessible. You do have to be linked to our program through an agency in order to access it. So that's very important for them to, not everyone can be on the site. It is a site designed solely for travel agents.
Perfect. The other thing that I love, and this is where I geek out a little bit, is massive company. You have tons of travel advisor users. You also have tons of travelers who are using your platform, and the insights that you have on what's hot and what's not at any given time. And I remember the first time I got an email from you guys to talk about the top 10 destinations, domestic destinations, especially during the pandemic when we were really looking at what's going on domestically, where can people travel to, as well as international destinations. And I found that to be so inspirational because there were places that I didn't think about. I wasn't thinking about Myrtle Beach, and I don't know why. I live very near Myrtle Beach, so why wasn't I thinking about it? So I love that you guys have all of that insight and you build that into your training and your communications, and you can find inspiration.
So, a lot has changed in 4 years. So, during the pandemic, destinations that were open were more Mexico, Bahamas, Florida, South were more open. And, but look at what's changed. And once the borders open, it was a bonanza of destinations accessible to people and travel agents.
Yes.
And they wanted to go.
Yeah. The cornucopia of destinations. I feel like your marketing people need some extra words, so I'm just saying.
Okay, I love cornucopia.
Cornucopia, I feel like it's having a comeback.
Sure.
But let's take a minute and say hello to people in the chat. We've got Deborah joining us. Hello from Squim, Washington. Deborah, good to see you as always. Thank you for joining us this afternoon live. As well as we've got Yolanda from Hiram, Georgia, just down the road a wee bit. Good to see you. And then Erica World Via. You know Erica Scanelli, our Director of Member Development.
Of course.
She has tuned in for today's entertainment.
Wow.
We might get a ukulele out. This might turn into like...
As long as I don't sing.
Yeah, girl!
And that sound that we just heard, yeah, girl, that comes from producer Evan, who is behind the cameras, making us look as good as possible and keeping the show running. Evan, thank you so much for everything you do. I don't mean anything I say prior to the show. I'm pretty rough on him at the beginning of a show or before a show. Yeah, and you're starting to hear his sound effects. He doesn't actually talk on camera. It's all just sound effects. Anyway,
I'm learning it.
You start to pick up on it. So let's talk a little bit about the luxury options that are available on Expedia. So, I mean, you have over 3 million properties and growing, right?
So a lot of times people think of Expedia and they think of it as only a budget source for hotels. However, Expedia has every luxury hotel and property and trending on their site. Sometimes the availability can fluctuate, but we have it on our site. No matter what the property, the trend. Earlier in the year, earlier last year, there was the big HBO special, The White Lotus. Mm-hmm. Am I able to say that now?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want to say,
okay.
But yes.
But that was a property that people were just didn't think it was really real. I have stayed there before it was the White Lotus, when it was the San Domenico Palace a long time ago.
Was there any murders? Because that's what's important. That's
none.
what everyone. Yeah.
None.
I mean,
I don't know, but
I want an immersive experience.
It's Sicily, so anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
I mean, Taormina, Sicily, is right by 40 miles from Savocoa, which is where The Godfather was filmed. So it's possible.
It's possible, but that is not what everyone wants on their holiday.
No.
So, but yeah, So, I love that you talked about the fact that every luxury property is available, and something that a lot of people don't, a lot of advisors don't think about. They want to work directly with hotels and establish those relationships with the hotels, which in a lot of situations, that is the best way to go. But sometimes when you're in an area or when you're looking in an area that you're not familiar with, you want to make sure that your commissions get back to you. So Expedia is a great way to test the waters, in my opinion. And looking at these specialty hotels that you haven't been working with. So
the website does give a lot of details regarding the property, where they're located, the amenities that it features, that you have at a quick shopping experience. So you can go on it. Not everyone can be familiar with 3 million hotels, so you need a website and to give you the specifics of that hotel to make you educated to your consumer or to your client. A lot of times, the prices on Expedia, because there could be package rates, promotional rates, could be cheaper and that you're then enhancing your relationship with your customer, and they think you are the star because you're getting something that they want at a great price that is advantageous, and you have all the information at your fingertips that you can then give out to that customer.
Yeah.
So that it's impossible to know 3 million properties and be that.
Although I think we should quiz all of our audience. Go 3 million, name it.
I couldn't. But I mean, it is a very advantageous portal, and people ask me all the time about prices on it. So I'm here to, prices are a factor in the decision-making process. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, and using a platform like Expedia TAAP, you're able to explore, in a destination, you're able to explore several different properties and have that information to give your client options. And it really is it's one of the most powerful tools I think you can have in your toolkit.
It is a powerful tool.
Yes.
You have the ability to filter what you want on our portal. And let's say you want to filter a pool. Say you want to filter 5-star. You want to filter amenities, airport location. You have that ability quickly to filter that and have it all available to you within seconds.
Yeah. I feel like He-Man. I have the power.
Right. You definitely have the power. Believe me.
I'm going to pop over into the chat. Want to say hello to Journey with the Gingers. Hello's from South Carolina. Good to see you here. And then our own Velma Tolson says, tons of options. I don't know why I keep trying this Oprah voice.
I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I watched a show back on YouTube, and I listened to myself, and I was like, "You're being too loud and obnoxious." So
No,
thank you for encouraging me. We add it to every show.
It's reassuring in a way. Your inner self is coming out.
You can't hold this in. You can't hold it in. Not at all.
No, and that's great. It's less intimidating.
Exactly.
Being in this chair,
You're not nervous.
I was.
Okay.
Yeah, but
no, this is a very safe place here. It's all
You make it
about
safe.
It's all about travel in a partner spotlight. Okay, and the partners who truly power you up.
And World Via is a partner to Expedia TAAP. So we love being a part of your spotlight, part of your program, your events. So we're very, very happy.
Yeah. Well, we are happy to have you here. We do have a question from Gwen, and she asks, can we book group rooms on ETAP, thinking pre-cruise stays?
So you can book pre and post cruises, and we embrace that.
Yeah.
There's a limit which you can do because it's not a group platform.
Okay.
But there is a limit that you can do for 8 rooms.
Okay. So
8 people.
So it kind of it's going to do a little bit of that, but we do know plenty of our members who use it for pre and post stay.
Actually,
very
one of
easy.
the biggest uses for Expedia hotel rooms everyone goes on a cruise. They don't want, especially if it's in Europe, they don't want to they're paying all this money, so they want to get there ahead of time so
Absolutely.
they can rest assured. They don't want to jump on a boat and worry about transfers, things at customs, going through congested airports. This way, it alleviates that stress. I mean, the purpose of a vacation is to relax.
Right.
And so why would you want to be stressed out? So pre and post are very, very big. Pre a little bit more, but post as well. Because cruises go into one city, come out of another city, so they have the ability to, go to Barcelona, enjoy that, and then on their way back, they are coming home from Rome, so they want to embrace that. So it's very well, it adds a new dimension to a vacation. It extends a vacation in a very pleasant manner. So it's really, really useful to
Yeah.
do so.
Well, and I have to share because I have learned this from many, many successful advisors, especially when you're traveling abroad. You sometimes you think from your own pocketbook, and your client wants to do this. I'm going to say an Italian cruise, right? But to your point, things can happen. So if getting there the day before, very important. Just to make sure, take the piece of somebody's like trying to call me while I'm doing a show. That's not fair. Don't do that.
Hey, they took my phone away from me. They knew better.
But make sure that peace of mind. But also, the cruise might start in Rome or outside of Rome. You want to take advantage of the time while you're over there, and like you said, then it might end in Venice, and you want to have that time in Venice. It's not that hard to explain to your customers that you might only be getting over here once in a lifetime. An extra day here at the beginning, an extra day at the end is smart for the client and their experience, but also extremely lucrative for you. So don't hold back, because many times people are not thinking about the logistics of their trip.
And especially post-pandemic, there were many problems, past summers, where there were problems with airlines canceling flights.
Yeah.
So, again, this way people have the ability to be stress-free. Also, add another dimension to their trip. They're already there, so might as well see something beforehand, adjust to the time zone, and then have great food, great company. They board their ship, they're relaxed. And Expedia TAAP can do it.
Yeah.
And World Via.
And World Via, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about booking fast and easy.
Okay.
So your site is pretty much one of the easiest booking platforms, and anyone who is currently a travel advisor knows that some platforms are not so nice to advisors, but yours is. So tell us a little bit about how easy the platform is.
So it is a comprehensive platform that allows you one-stop shopping to get access a variety of products in the travel-related field that you can book, and easy to book, and have access to things, whether it's a hotel or activity, transfers, rental car, flights. You can do that all very easily at a click of a mouse, to be honest with you. So we designed it with travel agents in mind. We routinely have focus groups. We attend many shows, ask questions. We learn from feedback from travel agents on improvements. We're constantly looking at improving it, even making it easier and better, swifter. So we're very, very proactive to making the experience a positive experience.
Well, we've got a video package that we're going to run real quick, talking about one of the features of Expedia TAAP. So, Evan, will you roll that footage?
Book Now, Pay Later is a great feature that allows you to reserve a property without having to worry about paying for it ahead of time. Next time you're searching for a property, find the Payment Options filter and select Pay at Property. Your results will refresh. Once you selected the rate to book, pick the Pay When You Stay option. You will need to add the traveler's credit card or your agency's as a form of guarantee, but this will not be charged.
Very interesting.
And a lot of people use that a lot when they book overseas, that pay later option. So again, there's many options for that client. And you can pay ahead of time, or you can pay at the property. So they give you, the travel agent, those tools that make it easier for you.
Yeah. I just even think about the fact that that's not available everywhere. So to be able to have that flexibility is just another way that as a business owner, you can show your value and leverage a convenient tool that you have in your toolbox, right?
And there are many.
Yes, you do have many. So let's talk about the savings. So you talked about the pricing in general, but you have negotiated rates. So let's talk a little bit, break that down a little bit.
So there are many negotiated rates that we have through agreements, and we share that through our portal. One, we have special negotiated rates with Marriott, Sheraton, IHG, Best Western, and those are rates that are technically tour operator rates, and they are rates that only can be on Expedia TAAP to find those rates. And they're discounted rates, and they're very advantageous. We also have a program called package rates, which are designed for travel agency as well. And they could be with many different hotels. It doesn't have to be the negotiated rates of like Marriott. But package rates are only exclusive to travel agents. And those particular rates are on Expedia TAAP. There's a button to click. There has to be a transportation component associated with those designated package rates. But, basically the package rate, the transportation component does not have to be booked on Expedia TAAP. So whether it's a cruise, let's say, for example, they're in Florida and they're going to Orlando and Miami. They can take Brightline, which is the train. It's a paid transportation component, and they can get that rate. They can take a train in Europe. That's a paid transportation component. A cruise, a flight, a rental car is a paid transportation component. So those rates don't have to be, really those transportation products don't have to be booked on Expedia TAAP, but they are offered to them and to the clients and to World Via travel agents as well.
Interesting. So maybe I'm not following. So I don't have to buy the transportation component through Expedia.
You do not.
In order for me to tick that box to get the package rate.
That is absolutely correct. You do not have to. So it gives that travel agent a tool available to them. So like this, if you're going to Italy, for example, and I'm always default to Italy, I can't help it, but if you're going to Italy, you got to get somewhere. You have to get there. So we know it's a paid transportation, whether it's a cruise or a flight. You just can't, so we know offhand that that's where it is.
Which putting together that package rate just again adds value to me as the advisor, that I am putting together something specifically for my client that they cannot get on their own.
And they're right now until Sunday, because we have a summer sale going for travel agents to book for their clients. That summer sale ends on Sunday, and it's an additional discount for many properties. I can't say 100% of all the properties,
right,
but it's many properties. But we want to be your summer transportation component or business component, because we know that everyone wants to go away for the summer.
And if you're watching this and it is not summer, just again, as long as you are registered with Expedia TAAP, you are going to get the communications about any special promotions that are going on that you can take advantage of. Because, David, we do have people that watch this on demand throughout the year. So it could be winter and they'd be like, what is he on about summer? Like, I don't know.
Well,
so
it's preceding Memorial Day weekend, so that's the reason why. But, we've had special travel agent rates throughout the year, calendar year. And now that this one ends, we know that there's going to be another one, because like anything else in travel, there's always promotions going on, and we want to be at the forefront of that.
So you referenced Memorial Day coming up. I was just in a little bit of a disagreement with a friend of mine who only wears bright colors during the summer. And then once Labor Day hits, does not wear bright colors. I don't know why producer Evan is chiming in. Do you follow those same rules?
I don't know. I'm wearing a dark shirt right now. So
Well,
I don't know.
it officially hasn't hit yet.
Yeah, I guess, but I'm I do reside in Georgia. I do tend to wear more conservative attire, but
Not flashy orange
No.
and white checks. No,
actually
okay.
orange is my favorite color.
There you go. Anyway, sorry.
Actually, it was Frank Sinatra's color. I'm a big Frank Sinatra fan.
Oh.
And that was his favorite color.
Okay, so
always loved it.
it could be influenced by Frank Sinatra,
Sure.
not necessarily.
But I do like plaids in the summer. So yeah. So no.
Sorry, guys. I
Look
had
at my
to
socks,
I
look
had
at
to I had to derail the conversation just because he was talking about summer and Memorial Day. Now, you were talking about the hotels that you have negotiated rates with that our members and travel advisors can take advantage of through Expedia TAAP. But you said something to me before the show got started about Marriott, which I found very fascinating. So can you tell everybody what you were sharing?
So Marriott did a revamp of their pricing structure, and they got rid of all their tour operator rates. And so, in doing so, they only work with Expedia TAAP in promoting discounted rates. So those tour operator rates that were with other operations are ceased, and so you can only find those, and also at a great bonus for travel agents as well, incentives for the travel agents to take advantage of.
Yeah.
So it's very exclusive to Expedia.
I think that's...
And it's IHG, Sheridan, Best Western is a part of that as well.
Yeah. Well, and those are all very well-known brands. So, I mean, knowing that you have access to all of that is phenomenal. But I do like the fact Marriott in particular has so many different sub-brands, beautiful boutique hotels. All it's quite the collection. So to kind of have that edge.
And also, my favorite hotel is a Marriott brand, and it's on Expedia TAAP in Rome. And there's a picture, I think we
got a picture to show. Okay, well we'll get to
I'll
that.
show you that picture.
We'll get to that. But I want to acknowledge, and I'm gonna mispronounce your handle here, but Conning said good afternoon everyone. So I know I completely messed up your handle. I'm sure it probably has deep meaning there, but I couldn't figure out how to pronounce it. So anyway, glad that you could join us live.
Yeah.
And again, I just want to call out, if you're looking for more information about Expedia TAAP, do not hesitate. If you're a member of World Via Travel Network, go to World Via Pro, search Expedia TAAP, and you're going to find David's information. You're going to find out information how to register. You're going to find out all the latest news. You'll also be able to watch this show on demand in case you missed it. And also, pretty soon, you'll be able to listen to the podcast of this. So our podcast is coming back, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, please, if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and hit that little bell so you can get notifications. That's Evan, he has an electric charger in my seat, and he zaps me every once in a while just to remind everybody to subscribe.
I don't have no charger, do I?
No, you don't.
Okay.
You don't. No, that would be cruel and unusual punishment for us. Now, you are a fan of Frank Sinatra.
I am.
But I also know that you are an Italy aficionado, because every time, even though 3 million properties, guys, right? Over 3 million properties. I swear, every time I talk to David, we are talking about Italy. You're very passionate about it.
I am. Extremely. I'm Italian heritage-wise, so... and I get a kick out of every time I go to Italy, and I've been fortunate to go quite a bit of time. So, I used to work for Alitalia Airlines, at one time for 10 years.
So a little close to it, but it also doesn't hurt that Italy is number one with Expedia right now.
Yes, number one. Number one.
I love it.
And people's passion for Italy is just incredible. And there's so much to do. So it's just an incredible destination. And World V is with that trend.
Well, I found out that I was 1% Italian. So
We'll make you an honorary
Yeah,
Italian.
I feel like I need to dive in a little bit deeper.
Have you been?
Yes, I went for the first time last year.
Really?
And it was gorgeous. We got around to a few different places, but it was on a cruise.
Okay.
So we didn't get to spend a lot of time. We almost did because I was with my boss Jason and his wife, and we weren't keeping track of time. So we nearly died. That's the way I like to tell the story. Crossing a freeway to try to get to the ship.
Ship?
Yeah, before it took off.
Which city was that?
Oh, now you got me.
That's interesting.
Oh, I can't remember.
That's interesting. People do have that. It's common.
I know, but you would think with the fact that there was a bunch of us, somebody would have been minding the time.
But you're like so engulfed in travel. That's what's so great about it.
Yes, we were so engulfed in travel. No, actually, we were doing our weekly show.
Okay.
And we just started chatting away, and completely lost track of time. But you went to you brought us some photos to help us get immersed in Italy as much as we can. So I'd love to pull up some of your photos that you brought.
Particular photo is a Marriott property. It's the Bulgari Hotel in Rome. I love the statue. This is the statue that greets you, but it is on Expedia TAAP, and it is, because it's a Marriott property and package rate, it's actually 25% cheaper on Expedia than it is if you went to the Bulgari site, which is a Marriott. So, it truly, when I went there, it blew me away, the hotel. And it just opened April 1st, but it's the rooftop bar. I was there in February, so it wasn't open, but the weather was like fine, 60 degrees. I wore a sport coat. You could have had a rooftop bar, but for Italians would think 66 is cold, so. But I love this statue, and like I said, this is the statue of Augustus, and the Bulgari Hotel is right across from Piazza Augustus, which is the emperor of his burial site is right in front of the hotel.
Oh,
so
wow, interesting.
It's a piazza right there, and it's a mausoleum where he's buried. So it's just opened this summer, this new piazza, which is really one of the most striking things with this mausoleum. So it's a whole area now that's red hot in Rome.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad that you pronounced it correctly, because people pronounce the brand Bulgari, and you got that right. So good job.
I know how. It's like I said, it is a Marriott hotel. So it really is a great venue. The best drinks, really.
Let's check out some more. Give it a second. It's got to warm up there. Look at that.
So this is me. I did take a pasta making class. You can book that on Expedia TAAP. And that actually, the pasta I made, the accoutrements around the dish, I didn't. I'm not that culinary, but this is it was probably one of the best pastas. The sauce was I just made the pasta, but it's one of the best I've tasted. But
you made the pasta from scratch?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No machine.
No machine.
I had to knead it. I had to put the eggs and the noodles, and I didn't have any videos of that.
I love it.
But this is my creation.
You know what? And what an experience to be able to do. Oh, and where are we here?
So this is it was a little cool in Florence. This is Florence, and this is me in front of my most favorite church in Florence. It's Santa Croce, and this is where Michelangelo is buried. in this church. It actually, I don't know if I should say it, but it's one of the only Catholic church that has the Star of David in the portal.
That's what I thought I was seeing.
Right. So that
tell me
Star
about
of
that.
So Renaissance Florence was extremely progressive. So when Michelangelo was buried, they had many Jewish artists in Italy as well. And so they wanted to be buried alongside of, other artisans in Renaissance Florence. And so they made accommodations, and they did the Star of David in the portal of the church to welcome them. So it's, as I say, it's Renaissance Florence was more progressive than sometimes I think we are today.
Yeah.
Is that they wanted to embrace the artists and make them feel welcome. But it's a beautiful church, and every time I go to Florence, I have to see it. For some reason, I just get because there's so much history in that church. So.
Well, we all are in the business for travel because we love travel, but the stories like that, you went on this trip, you learned about it, and now you're spreading it to me and the rest of our audience who might not know about it.
That's the benefit of travel is learning, embracing cultures, education, lifestyle, food, art. And I think travel engages you in order to do that. And, our job is to promote travel, make it efficient and user-friendly. So, in getting people easily to use the site and to make travel easy benefits everybody.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned this when we were looking at the pasta photo, but we can book the activities. And you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Activities is a very big part of travel, to be honest with you. Some people, especially if you're going to Europe, you don't want to sit in your hotel room. You want to go to the museums in Paris. You want to go to the museum in London. You want to see a Broadway show in New York City, the West End in London. You want to see a show. You can book that on Expedia. You can book transfers. Right now, the transfers are available to take you from the airport to the hotel and the hotel back to the airport. So you have the ability to really find everything available to you, whether it's theater tickets, pasta making classes, just anything that you want. Really, really, it's just an amazing.
And sometimes you don't even know what you want.
Right.
So that's the whole. That's just another benefit to being able to go to this one portal to do your research and come up with options that you never even dreamed of.
So you're in the Loire Valley in France, and you want to take a winemaking excursion. It's available for you.
Yeah.
You want to take a boat ride around. You can buy museum tickets in Bilbao, Spain. Like I said, no one wants to go there and just sit. You want to go to a museum. You want to experience. You want to immerse yourself into the culture of the country.
So what are you missing out by not prearranging those activities?
Well, in the summer especially, many things are booked. And one thing you don't want to do, and I've been in the travel business a long time, and I tell people to plan things in advance. So you're in that country for a finite period of time. So why do you want to wait in line for that and waste your time? So you want to do a skip the line on Expedia TAAP. You want to maximize your day so you can see as much as you possibly can. You don't want to oversaturate your day, but you certainly wanted the highlights to schedule the very, very important events to make your trip better, because no one wants to go in. I mean, sometimes some lines in some countries could be all day, and why would you want to do that? So you would really want to plan activities in advance and structure them. I always tell people not to over it, because then there's logistics involved. But you want to make sure you maximize your time while you're there.
Yeah.
Because it's a finite period of time that you're there.
Right, and that's advice that you can give your clients. But the other thing that you're missing out as an advisor is those are commissions that you could be earning. And again, I think a lot of travelers are very myopic. They think about this is the trip that I'm going to go on, or this is the cruise that I'm going to do, and that's what I'm buying. But they're not necessarily thinking about the details. And what's going to happen is they get in the destination, and then they're scrambling to find a sightseeing bus or something to do. And if you can provide those, I love one of our, I call them my oracles of travel. The people inside our team who have been doing this for donkey's years. Okay, they don't necessarily wait for the client to say, "Oh, I need this." They put together the trip that they think they should be on.
And as an advisor, you would want that. Like I said, no one wants to go there. Here's the Colosseum tour. This is the Vatican tour. This is the Sistine Chapel. These are all skip the lines. There's time for you. You go in and out. Mm-hmm. This way you'll have more leisurely time to go shopping, experience things, eat, drink, aperitivo, all those kind of things that you can make the trip better. And
aperitivo. That's my word du jour now. Aperitivo.
Aperitivo. My word du jour every day.
Let's see here. Jessie, one of our oracles of travel, she's tuned in, and she said, "I'm watching season 2 of White Lotus completely because of you, David."
Really?
Yes.
I do remember Jessie. You were at Jessie was at the. I remember the names. You were at one of the events.
Oh, Jessie's our director of operations.
Okay.
So she's been here when you've come.
So she watches it because of me?
Yeah, because of you. Because you're always talking about it.
You
never talk about the one in Hawaii. You only talk about the one in Italy.
The one in Italy was the one that really transformed the White Lotus brand because it became. I didn't even watch the one in Hawaii.
Oh.
And so
he didn't even know what was going on. Like, you have to watch the first episode.
I did watch parts of it. I went back to watch it, my daughter got me hooked on it, but then it came into Sicily and this, and I stayed at the hotel, so that's before it was a Four Seasons. So I stayed there and I said, "Wow, I've been there, but the hotel doesn't look like." I mean, they transformed it.
Yeah.
When I was there, it was tired. I'll just put it that way. Now it's extravagant. I haven't been there since.
Well, I did notice while we were in Sicily, seeing all the heads, the sculptures everywhere. And I am curious because, like I said, last year was the first time I had been to Italy and anywhere in that region. But I am curious, were the heads always available at every shop, or did White Lotus really put those? I mean, if you haven't watched the show, in every single room in the hotel, they're always zooming in on these beautiful, ornate sculptures. But when we were in Sicily, I was seeing them everywhere.
So they were always there, but now because of the show, it accentuated their allure. I'll just put it that way.
That's our producer. Producer
Evan.
Thank you for that.
Actually, it was pretty cool.
It's cool. He knows how long he can play it before it all of a sudden becomes a copyright issue.
Okay.
Oh, we still have some photos left? Oh, producer Evan said you brought more photos. Hold on. So we got to run through all the photos again. Here's the pasta made from scratch, which now you always make all your pasta from scratch.
No.
Right? Here we are in Florence. And where's this?
Now this is in Milan. This is the Duomo Cathedral in Milan. And I take a picture like this every time I go because the Duomo is so illuminated, And there's a tour on Expedia that you can go on the roof of the Duomo.
Have you done it?
I have.
Is it pretty amazing views?
It is pretty amazing view.
Yeah. Is it much higher than you expect it to be? Because that looks like it's massively tall.
It's actually in the historical area of Milan. It is the tallest structure. Nothing can be. See that little thing there is really the Blessed Mother. So there is a rule that no building can be taller than that. So that has to be the focal point.
I love it.
So that's a little. I have a lot of tidbit of information. I don't know too much maybe.
I love it. I love it.
So that is. So you go up there onto the scaffolding and walk around it. It really, when I did it, I did it years ago. I did it there was a heat wave in Milan, and it was so hot on top of there because of the black.
Okay.
I was sweltering. Really, it was too hot.
So, note to you guys.
But it was a great tour.
Think about the time of year when you're going to be on top of a roof and a blacktop roof there.
Right. So we went as an organized tour, but it was very hot.
Well,
too hot.
I just in the fact that you've talked about so many different tours, I hope that that's inspiring all of you guys tuning in, that there is a whole world of opportunity. Now, obviously, our Italy aficionado, David here, is just talking about Italy, but the whole world is on offer and available to you.
Like I said, the Loire wine.
Yep.
You can take a hot air balloon in Cappadocia, Turkey, which is a really beautiful place to go as well. You can do Greece, and right outside of Mykonos, there's an island. And I can't think of it right now.
He's going through the memory banks there. He's like
that you can. That's where Cleopatra was, so you can do that. I can't think of the name of the island now. That kind of upsets me, but
that's okay. You've got over 3 million hotel properties. You've got activities all around the world. You've got transfers. You've got so much available.
You really have it all on one site.
Yeah.
And that's the amazing thing. So it's hard to stump that portal is basically it. Because if there's an option, it's on there. Mm-hmm. And it's growing all the time.
Yeah.
And and we find travel agents who give us advice on how to make it better. And we love that because you can never sit on your laurels on anything. You got to always improve, make it as enhanced as possible.
Yeah. Well, and I think I'd like to say that as well, that it's not just a carbon copy of the consumer site. This is a site built for travel professionals and built in order for you to have that edge of being able to offer so many different opportunities all around the world, and for even if you don't get there, for you to explore destinations and opportunities like sweltering heat on the top of.
It was an experience, like everything, but life's experience, really. So I hate to always default to Italy because I don't really, but it's the topic I research myself to find information.
Yeah.
And like I said, even preparing for this, I found like hot air ballooning. And I mean, that's like such a great thing that you can do.
And when else are you going to do it but when you're on a holiday?
Sure.
Like, you don't just like pop out and say, let me go do a hot air balloon. Like,
I mean,
what a way to put a cherry on top of a holiday Sunday, right?
So, like, let's say the London West End. There's so many great plays. They usually start in London, and the newest play in London is on Expedia TAAP. It opens in September and October, but you can buy the tickets now for that opening if you're going to be going to London. It's The Devil Wears Prada. It's going to be a Broadway play.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's September or October, but it's in the fall. And you can certainly buy that right now.
That's awesome. And as someone who I'm a London aficionado, you're Italy. I'm going to just take London.
Well, I used to live in London too.
Okay, well, so did I. So I'm going to equalize you on that part.
Okay.
But I'm just going to say, seeing shows in the West End is a very different experience than
Right.
seeing a show on Broadway.
Very different.
And it's something. Now, I will say the very first show. This is going to really trip you up. The very first show I saw in the West End was Grease,
Really?
which couldn't be more American. And to hear British performers sing in a 1950s American accent. I mean,
Well, that'd
I'm
be
sorry.
that would be a great.
Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta, I'm sorry, their voices are still in my ear.
Resonate.
Yeah, so it was hard. It was hard. But yeah, the West End is such a very cool experience and something that your client might not even be thinking about, but the fact that you could add that on and present that as an option for your clients.
Being a London aficionado like you are,
Okay.
I'll add this to it, is that usually the plays start in London and then come to Broadway. So if you're going to, most of the major plays that came about started in London and then went to New York. And they test the market in London. So all the greatest plays that ever started really started in London. Chess,
One Night in Bangkok chess? Okay, wow. I wasn't expecting that. One night in Bangkok and the world's yours.
that started in London. Jesus Christ Superstar started in London.
Andrew Lloyd Webber.
I can't think of the one with the vampire. Not the vampire, which is
Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Opera started in London. So,
I gotcha. Yeah, lots to do.
but I said, but if going to London, you suggest to play theater tickets in London, and because it's a great experience.
Yeah, definitely. Well, David, I want to thank you for coming. I hope you had a good time.
I did. It was a little scary at first, but
I don't know what he's talking about. It's not scary. It's not scary.
No, it's different. So
you had a good time.
I had a great time.
That's what's important.
And it's always a good time to be with you. So,
Thank you.
Joshua, it's always a great time.
And producer Evan's a bit all right too, right?
Evan did a great job. I love the noise in my ear. I'm now getting used to it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm really special.
Let me tell you, every Friday after our Live Travel show, I'm hearing things. No, thank you, David, and I just want to thank everyone at the Expedia TAAP team for continually improving, developing this product, and creating something that truly, I think, is just a huge asset to have in your toolkit, and just really unlocks a lot of different opportunities for you, and it is so easy to use. So I'm thanking your whole entire team at Expedia TAAP.
And you should. It is a team effort. Like World Via has a team effort. I couldn't do it without a supporting cast.
Yep.
And we're happy about it.
They're doing a great job. So thank you guys for those of you who tuned in live and being a part of our chat. Really appreciate that. And if you are watching this at any point, please make sure you subscribe, ring that bell so you get notified when we have more partner spotlights, as well as our other programming on this channel. And pretty soon, again, you can be listening to us while you're walking around, getting your exercise. We are going to be on your favorite podcasting platforms. So please stay tuned for upcoming shows. We've got more coming your way. And thank you again for tuning in, giving us time, and make sure you get registered with Expedia TAAP. If you are a member of World Via Network, you can go right to World Via Pro, search Expedia TAAP, and find all the information you need there. Until next time, take care of yourself so we can take care of each other. See you real soon. Bye.